This department has a nasty habit passed down from the scumbags of yesteryear of engaging often and unashamedly in the practice of scapegoating, passing the buck, finger-pointing, or whatever the fuck else you want to refer to it as. Basically, it entails blame being shifted to your person even though it wasn't your fault, and often, even if you weren't involved. This is an established fact within ADCRR, and sooner or later, this shitty practice can and will land on your lap, even inadvertently, without your knowledge, forcing you to become distrustful and resentful of this department and its modus operandi. You may well receive orders from your superiors advising you that it is okay to watch 2 clusters of inmates all by your lonesome. They may even advise you to cut corners just like they are doing by placing high custody inmates into lower custodies and tell you that it's all good. They may well tell you that it's okay to go take a shit in the middle of an open yard if you have to go that bad, because when you have to go, you have to go. But the first time an inmate gets assaulted on your watch, they will blame you for not supervising them efficiently. They won't care how short the shift was that day, and that you were watching 2 clusters of inmates. They won't care about them high custody inmates roaming the yard, and if they are responding to an incident and slip and fall on that shit you dumped in the middle of the yard earlier, they couldn't care less about how bad you were prairie dogging it, and you will take the blame no matter who gave you the permission to do so. Scapegoating can and often is subtle. You can easily fall into the illusion that you are simply being a team player and that the administration will have your back for being player of the fucking year, but that's all an illusion. If anything goes sour, and it will, you will take the fall. Point in fact. On September 8, 2024, an inmate at Lewis Complex was experiencing what appeared to be a classic heart attack. The incident command system was initiated, and a 911 call was placed. When the ambulance responded to the affected unit and the inmate was loaded into the vehicle, they were not allowed to exit the Sally Port until a chase vehicle and an escort were located. Being early in the morning and the staff shortage and all, it took over an hour for that emergency vehicle to exit the Sally Port no matter how much the ambulance crew protested. The problem now enters when the inmate's family begin their formal complaint to the director, and the director is told by his shitty administrators, to include one of His Majesty's deputy directors, that the ambulance was only at the Sally Port for only 9 minutes, because that is what the log stated. That was a lie. However, if the family is now able to prove through records that this is a lie, and the paperwork was altered, which is common in ADCRR, who do you think they are going to pass the buck to? That's right, you. They won't care how short you were or who actually made that entry. The person responsible for that log is now held liable for that subterfuge no matter how much you plead that it wasn't you. Reality is a bitch. What can you do to protect yourself? Easy. Don't get involved in team player shit if it is against policy, and you know that you shouldn't be doing it. Recently at the Tucson complex, an employee was going to be posted to watch 2 separate houses when she advised administration to kiss both sides of her ass. When the supervisors threatened to put her under an investigation for refusing to post, she decided to document the situation on an information report. The supervisors suddenly had a change of heart and dropped the matter altogether and posted her in 1 house instead of 2. Job well done, and lesson learned. Do your job. Don't follow unlawful or unreasonable orders that may jeopardize your career. When in doubt, document, and don't let these retread motherfuckers scapegoat you to death. Come to the conclusion that working in corrections is a noble career that provides a service to humanity and is a worthy profession. But also realize that it is a hostile battlefield filled with trenches and booby traps, and that you must watch where you step every minute of the fucking day. In the meantime, remember to stay safe, stay alert, and stay alive.